Okay, so, yeah, let's go over the final review. I want to shortly go over all the classes and how I feel they will be in the meta once Uguro is going to be out next expansion, or next week already. So, 135 new cards are getting into the set, and let's go over all the classes one by one. We know what the Druid, oh, here is the Druid quest. The Druid quest is about the 5 attack minions, summon 5 attack minions to get a Barnabas. Barnabas is an 5 mana 8/8, make every minion a 0 cost. I think Druid is not getting too much out of this expansion. I think Tyrannus is not gonna get anywhere. I think the quest can make something happen, but I don't think quest... I'm not sure if it can ever get on the same level as Jade's can. It's definitely something I will try out. But Druid feels for me, also the Jade deck, it doesn't really change too much with the new expansion. So I think Druid, it will be there, but it will not be an tier 1. I think Druid will be tier 2. I think Druid will be tier 2. I am not really sure how the quest will be. I see one strong card, and that is the skills. I think skills will be an auto-include in Jade decks as a defensive tool. And for the other cards, they all are more towards the quests. Like Tyrannus and the Spores are not good enough. Living Mana, I don't know, maybe you can make some fun stuff with it happen. But overall, Druid is gaining not much besides 5 attack minions for the quest. So, if that goes off, yes, it might become something. It can be like, hopefully go to Aviana Kun levels as like a better Aviana. It will have to see. But I think Druid is alright. Druid will always be alright because Druid has a really strong classic set. That's always the strength of Druid. Druid should also never get too much because they have Innervate, Wild Growth, Swipe. They have a really good... Druid has like one of the strongest classic sets. So I think Druid will always be okay. It's just that I'm... expansion wise, they gain a little, but not too much. Well, and then here, guys, what do we have here? Is it Hunter? Yes, it is. Hunter! Well, as we all know, Hunter definitely has been considered the worst class of the last expansion. Saw the lowest play, kind of comparable to Paladin, but Paladin there was still room in tournaments, where Hunter didn't get that with even a ban. But this expansion looks really promising for me to Hunter. Hunter has been getting a lot. I have seen... the first thing that I want to talk about is the Hunter quest. That seems super promising. 1 man plays 7 1-cost minions. Definitely possible. If you just look at the Hunter cards, we have the Macau, what is a better web spinner. We have seen the Raptor here, what is quite a solid card. And we have seen neutral 1-drops. There were 2 or 3 neutral 1-drops that were also really looking quite good. We have seen, or there are already quite some decent Hunter cards. And the quest is amazing. Queen Karnasa. If Queen Karnasa gets off and you get 1 mana 3 truths that keep drawing you a card. Wow. Hunter quest, really good. Definitely gonna be one of the better quests. And I think it's gonna be a thing. I cannot really say it's gonna be the best deck around. But I think the Hunter quest is top 2 quest. If I have to rate top 2, top 3. Let's say top 3 quest. I will rate Hunter top 3 quest. And I will also say Hunter is, in that way, Hunter is a deck that can play aggressive. So them getting an aggressive quest is really dangerous. Like, Hunter can snowball incredibly hard. Looking at other things... Also, a mid-range Hunter maybe has some room. Dinomancy is a really great control Hunter card. I went already over that. I think also the Macau is going to be great for other decks. The Stalker has really big potential. It can be amazing when once you hit it on Grandmother. Maybe the Razor Mao. Like all the Hunter cards that they are almost here now. They are having like the Beast archetype. So they are really fitting into a more mid-range Beast deck too. Hunter has a lot of potential, guys. I'm really happy what Hunter gained. Hunter really struggled in 2016. But 2017 might be the year of Hunter again. Mage. Yeah, Mage is really hard to talk about because of the quest. Like, wow, what does Mage get? An amazing quest. Definitely the hype quest. Hard to really evaluate yet. Cast 6 spells that didn't start from your deck. We have an amazing good spell. Glyph is an amazing good spell. No matter what Mage deck you are playing it in. Amazing good spell to play. We have elementals that might do a decent job for Mage too. We are getting elemental cards. Pyros is like something that is fine for 2 mana, what might be fine for 6 mana, not that great for 10 mana. Secret Mage, no, that's not, they didn't gain enough, they only gained 1 secret, what was alright. So it's like Elemental Mage, or it is, yeah, kind of maybe some kind of, I always call it kind of like Arena Mage, with I mean like Grinder Mage. Grinder Mage has always potential. Mage has a really good hero power for that. Elemental Mage can be a thing, but the Elemental that they gained are not too promising for me. They don't have like the Elemental Shaman gained, but maybe in some way they can fit it in. I definitely think that that the quest is something the Mage really wants to try out. Go with Babbling Book, go with the Bleach, go with more. I'm just worried, like, are there enough spells you can play that are not coming from your own deck? And that is something I'm a little worried about. But the elementals also, like this elemental also adds a little to that, this elemental adds a little to that, so sure, might be. It's kind of like a little casino mage. But I also think with the Molten Reflection, the quest has insanely potential with the time warp of getting an additional turn. This should not get overlooked how good that can be. So, I don't think Mage is gonna be top tier. But Mage is gonna be the experiment class where you can experience a lot with. So, I'm kinda excited. I think Mage is gonna be one of the probably weaker class, but if I am gonna be wrong on a class, I think I'm gonna be wrong on Mage. So, hard to say for me, Mage. Paladin. So, Paladin. Yeah, this is hard guess gonna be. We have an interesting Paladin quest that is definitely gonna be interesting with the reward of Galvadon that can really make an OTK thing happen. One thing you have to keep in mind is there are decks that can also do things about it. Shaman can go devolve. There are AoEs like Twisting Nether that that's not that good, but there is, what do you have more for removals? Yeah, it's a devolve that I'm thinking of directly as like the really big counter to it. Are some more ways, maybe, but you always need to get the stealth from the Galvadon to make it really good. Deadly Shot is one, so yeah. Maybe you will even see like cards like Mass Spill, so like Tank Master is always there, guys. Like, I think Paladin can just never become strong in the meta because of Tank Master too. Wow, that's actually a really insane one. But we will see. It might be that it can work out the quest. It's definitely an easier doable quest. There are definitely spells that can do it. Paladin already has some spells. You can play the Adept on a friendly minion, but I don't think it's good enough. I think Paladin is going to be bottom tier. Yeah, I think Paladin is going to be bottom tier. Legendary seems quite promising to me. I think the Legendary is going to be one of the more stronger legendaries in the set. Also, it buffing your minions. What is really nice about the legendaries, it sets everything to 3 attack and it's a 3/7 taunt itself. So really bad for 3/3s. But, and I think the Spiker's Steed is also a good card. This is a really good card. It's a better Belcher, and we know how Belcher has been. I think Paladin is gonna be like, yeah, hard to really guess. Maybe tier 3, but I think Paladin is gonna be... I think it's gonna be... There is one class gonna be weaker that I will go to soon. I think Paladin is... I would rate it as... it's one of the weaker classes after the... once Unguru is out. I mean, there are some really shitty cards. Like Dino Size is shitty. This weapon, I don't even know. This I cannot, it's not gonna be too snowbally. Discard a secret, it's like alright, but not too flashy. And these are just not gonna make it, so it's just the quest and Tarim that has to carry, and the steeds that should carry Paladin, and I don't think these three will do. Yeah, and then the other class I'm worried about. So, just to that you know already which two classes I think are gonna be bottom tier. My guesses are Paladin and Priest. These two, I would say, are looking really... they are a little bit looking like they are lost their identity. In some way of their quest being something not too related to the class. Paladin playing 6 spells, like Paladin spells, like it was not something. And I also think Priest is a little the same, where you are going now with this Priest Legendary that I totally doesn't make too much sense to me, because I think Priest spells are just in general not too great. I think minions they gained are kind of all around. I think the quest is something that the Priest can be working with. 7 Death Rattles might definitely be doable, definitely with now also the Sheep and the Oracle, but I think it's still hard to make 7. And healing yourself just to full life is not something that wins you the game in a control matchup. So I think even the quest reward... But even if you finish this quest, I still don't think you are doing like, it's not as insane as finishing other quests, and it's definitely not the quest that is the easiest. So I'm worried about Priest. I'm worried about Priest. I think from the expansion, this is not the Lyra is not gonna make it. The quest, sure. Yeah, this is like whatever, guys. Do you want to play this in a Priest? I don't see where it fits in. This is alright. This is not too good. Just play a minion you like to play. This is kind of good, but I don't know what early Death Rattles a Priest really has room for. Alright, alright. And these two are not too great, so... Yeah, Priest, not the expansion of Priest. Priest is also losing a lot with their main archetype of dragons, so... I'm worried about Priest. I think Priest is gonna be bottom tier. Rogue. Rogue and Mage are the hard ones, man. Rogue definitely got some really interesting stuff. So where I am like the kind of the same with Priest and Paladin of like, yeah, hard, or where I'm like not convinced on Priest and Paladin. I think with Rogue there is stuff able to pop up. What Rogue has gained, like this plant is just a really interesting legendary of like play 4 cards and it resummons itself. Or revive it. It's definitely interesting. The quest also really interesting. I don't know, man. This quest is totally craziness to me in how to evaluate this. Like, I think it's just hard to manage to play 4 minions consistently. The reward is definitely there. You definitely want to do it in a cheap one. So hard to say. This is a good card. For 5 mana 3/4 Assassinate. Just a solid card. Bite with Baby Edwin. Yeah, maybe it gets some play. Maybe I'm like underestimating this card a little bit. There is like a big miracle potential. I definitely like the direction of the miracle way of Rogue. I think everybody that likes Rogue likes the miracle way. Yeah, you will probably lose sometimes, but you also have sometimes these amazing cool things, and definitely one of the more skill-based archetypes in that way. The weapon is interesting. I think the weapon is pretty good. Rogue finally getting a weapon that I find consistently. I think this weapon is something we should not underestimate. The poison on weapon. Play this on your dagger and you have an assassinate on your weapon for 2 charges. It's a really good setup. So I think this is a really good card. Mimic Pot is kind of supporting the quest in my thinking. And an Arcane Intellect of drawing twice the same card is okay. Razener Lesser is alright in maybe also doing something with the quest. This Razer card I'm not too big of a fan of because you're passing your turn, and Discover is a good miracle card. This is a really good one. So I don't really know the direction of the rogue yet, but the rogue cards that are out here, they have a lot of potential. I see little card, like, there is no card out of these all. I would say this is really unplayable. Like, maybe the Folly I don't like. Like, the Folly the Razor cards I'm not too big of a fan of. But there is a lot of potential of these rogue cards. So all around they gained quite some. They also lost some. So I guess Rogue will be mid-tier. I think, but Rogue is a deck that I really am not sure the direction of yet. We need to have more gameplay. I definitely need to test this out to really see the power level of Rogue. Shaman! So everybody knew how Shaman was this year. Definitely in class we all have faced from time to time, right? Shaman have been really dominating, but Shaman is also losing a lot now. Especially the early game, Tunnel Truck, Totem Golem, it's all gonna be gone. And Shaman is getting to a different archetype now. Shaman is getting 2 archetypes that I can see getting viable. And that is Murloc Shaman, and that is Elemental Shaman. And I think Murloc should not be underestimated. I have seen 2 Murlocs or something that I was like, wow. And Murlocs always needed quite little to become viable. Everything is awesome, it's just rotated out, so that's a little sad maybe for Shaman. But with the Shaman quest, with the reward of Mega Fin, I think Murloc Shaman can be a thing. But I think Elemental Shaman will definitely be a thing. The Elemental Shaman looks really promising. I think Shaman just literally gained a Doctor 8 and a Doctor 7. This card is amazing. It's just a way better Abyssal Enforcer of amazing flexible effects. Really good card. This card is also quite good, the Stone Sentinel. Just a 7 mana 4/4 with 2 3-tones. Great, super annoying. Not as big as the other elemental probably, but Shaman already has fire elementals. Shaman has Elak here, so this looks quite promising to me. Yeah, Spirit Echo might be a card that can fit in the Murloc deck because you kind of like revive your whole hand. Yeah, these cheap elementals I'm not sure about. I like the Hot Spring Guardian. This is a really good elemental. 3/2/4 heal an additional just for 3 mana. 3 mana is a weak slot. So definitely gonna be one of the better ones and you wanna play. The other 2 I'm not super sure about yet, but they can be fillers for the elemental if you need some. Yeah, Volcano I don't know. I don't like Volcano too much. I don't like the Totem and the Tidal. But Shaman seems to be alright and be fine. I think Shaman is... yeah, they have 2 good archetypes that have high potential to become tier 1. Tier 1, tier 2 Shaman, I would say. I think... but we are going to better Shaman decks, guys. It's not... Well, Murloc Shaman can also be super toxic. You don't want Shaman to be... you don't want Shaman to be the top tier deck. I can say you that you will not like a Murloc meta if the Murlocs will be the best. And there's also Jade Shaman still around. So I think Shaman is gonna be... tier 1, tier 2-ish. It's hard to say how the meta game will fit, but Shaman has so much potential with 3 viable archetypes, I think. Warlock. Okay, so Warlock has gone totally a different way than it has gone this year. Warlock is... there is one thing that I think Warlock will not be able to do anymore. I think Control Warlock is gone. I have been playing... It's one of my favorite archetypes. I have been playing Control Warlock since 2014. And it hurts me to say, but it's one of the decks classes I've always mained, starting from the Handlock for a big year, going to Reno Lock the last 1.5 year. It's what the deck I have been top 100 with now 4 seasons in a row. But there is one thing that is going to be a really big issue to Warlock, and that is something that didn't get fixed in this expansion. It's the heal. Warlock wants to hero power, and Control Warlock wants to hero power. What is the problem of the Warlock now? Reno is rotating out. They had Healbot before, Healbot was gone, then there was Reno, Reno is gone. In the Warlock cards, all of these cards, there is no card that supports any heal gain for Warlock. How does a Warlock heal? They have to heal with Earthen Ring or like really suboptimal cards. And the cards that kind of were like you could consider as control, they are costing heal. So Control Warlock they're gonna have a problem, and Control Warlock wants to use the best hero power in the game, what is the life tap, but they are not probably able to anymore. So I think Control Warlock is gonna be really going downhill. There is really not much a Control Warlock can do without heal gain. So that really Archetype feels a little bit going towards the bottom. But one other thing that is Warlock that I see a lot of potential for is Discard Warlock. Discard Warlock is what is the quest all about, but also Discard Warlock was already really strong, and Zoo Discard Warlock was always strong. Zoo is always an archetype that will never go away. Blizzard has to make insane changes before Zoo goes away from Hearthstone. Because it's supporting, it's so easy to make a Zoo deck like kind of playable, and you have the Warlock hero power. So, and now we are gaining some really good cards. I think the Clutch Mother is a good to reasonable legendary for a discard deck. But I definitely think that this card is really good. The Lakari Fellhound. This card is amazing in a discard way. Of being a 4 mana 3/8, discarding 2 cards seems really good to me. But there are also quite some bad cards for Warlock. Like, I like the Corruption Mist, but it doesn't get enough support to play it. Because control seems hard. Yeah, you have some of these suicide kind of cards in Warlock now that cost heal instead of mana, but like with these two. But I don't know how you want to make Suicide Warlock work if Control Warlock already cannot get any heal. How does a Suicide Warlock want to heal? So it seems like the Tar Lurker is okay, but will not be good enough to make the Warlock control thing possible. So it's kind of like gonna be Discard Zoo, what you probably might see getting some play. It gained a lot of stuff in the early release, and now it didn't get any support this week though. So it's a little but Discard Zoo will be there. It's one of gonna be the better aggro to mid-range decks. Aggro Zoo, Warlock. Tier 2 for sure, I think. Tier 2 for sure. I'm not sure if it will get to Tier 1, but it can be promising, guys. Discard Zoo really needs a little, and this might be that little they just needed. Zoo has always been there. Even Pirates being one of the big problems for Zoo, I think Zoo will be okay. Warrior. So we have all known what Warrior has become last expansion. Warrior, always being considered as the control class, has gone for a different type this year. They definitely considered 2016 as the cheat year in not going that control, but going a little bit more aggressive. Now this expansion is leaning way more towards the control archetype of Warrior again. And there's also getting quite some pirate hate into this expansion, where Blizzard definitely made a good call of this maybe like Pirate Warrior being a pretty toxic deck in some way, of how strong the early game was, how broken 1 and 2 drops have become. And I'm really liking that they take that a little away, and that the Pirate Warrior got 0 support. Getting some anti-aggro cards in here, getting taunts in here, getting even a little bit more Reponate in here. I think quite some additional tools to deal with Pirate Warrior. I think what for Pirate Warrior is also a big thing is Finley rotating out. It might be a little bit under, like maybe not something that pops up from you from the start. But what was always a big problem was like once Warrior was also hitting a Hunter hero power, or when it was hitting a Warlock hero power, it became insane. So that rotating out can also be a thing. I think Pirate Warrior will lose the Tier 1 status and will not be Tier 1 status anymore. Might still be around, will still be around probably, but there is quite some tools to deal with it now. What is gonna be a thing, I think, is Taunt Warrior and Mid-Range Warrior. I think a Mid-Range Warrior archetype is gonna be the new Warrior. I see a lot of promising things for a Tempo Warrior, Mid-Range Warrior. How does that deck look like? It looks like, if you are known with how the Tempo Warrior played before, I think now the way will be a little bit more, because the warrior quest is a really good quest. Really good quest. You want to finish this. Town minions are also good. You have a lot of warrior cards that you can play. We now have, besides already getting some good cards in, you have the Ellie Armorsmith, you have the Bluetooth Brave, there are other Tar taunts getting into the set, even neutrals. So this seems like a really, I think, what always was the problem of Town Warrior was that there were not enough good taunts. So Blizzard, how did they want to fix the taunt mechanic for Warrior? Well, let's make some good taunts. And I think it sounds really stupid, but I think that is what might make the Archetype now being a little bit more playable. There are getting good taunts into the into Hearthstone more. So what regarding the cards, I'm not sure about King Watch. Not thinking this is gonna be too much. I think these two cards are not good. The two epics of the Warrior are not good cards. This taunt is okay as an in a slow meta. This is a good one. I don't think the Molten Blade is too good, even in a tempo where you can play it. Tarlord is okay-ish. But I definitely think, and this one is meh, this one card's not good. So Warrior's not getting too much, but the quest they gain is one of the more doable quests with a really high reward. If you finish this quest, it feels really game winning. So I think Midrange Warrior will be a good deck. Not sure, I think it will be kind of in the middle Warrior. I would rate it tier 2 Warrior. And that was it, guys. We went to all the classes. So yeah, neutral wise, well, we can go short over it, but you have seen elementals, quite some neutral elementals, like Blaze Color is an insane, it's just a better Firelance Portal. So elementals quite good, quite some beast getting in here all around. So decks that want to play with elemental and beast gain the most out of the neutral cards. Yeah. We have seen some fillers. Hello Ultrasaur. Some Pirate Hate. But mainly a lot of good elementals too. Elementals and beasts. So if you are if they are class that kind of want to rely, like beast class like Druid and Hunter can really benefit from that. Elemental classes like Shaman and Mage, and maybe Priest not so also. But this, for example, guys, like the Tar Creeper is a great taunt for the Warrior. Yeah, and the Murlocs are a little bit, people have been underrating that a little too much, because I think this Murloc is incredibly good. One of the best cards out of the expansion, but came out, I think, yesterday and wasn't on stream, so people have not really seen this card, but Murloc also seemed quite promising to me. So yeah, that was the review from me, guys. The full class review, can go shortly over it. Warrior mid-tier, Warlock mid-tier with the potential of getting there really strong in the meta. If the meta allows it, might be top tier, but I think mid-tier. Shaman top tier, 3 viable archetypes, top tier Shaman. Rogue, probably gonna be mid-tier. Rogue has a lot of potential, just a lot of potential cards. Priest, bottom tier. Paladin, bottom tier. Mage is my hard guess. I have a hard time really evaluating Mage. I have a really hard time evaluating Mage. I would say mid tier. Hunter, I think top tier. I think top tier, or at least really close behind the top tier. This is how good I think Hunter will become. Druid, not as top tier as Shaman and Hunter, but also close to. So on the higher end of mid tier. And that was my review, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. I have been talking for 4 hours of the new expansion. I hope you can see it to me. I hope you can that I'm really excited. I cannot wait for Ungoa. Just to summarize the whole expansion, I definitely think Blizzard did a great job. There is a lot of great new stuff here coming in. Also, some of the toxic concept mechanics feel like a little bit gone, or like getting weakened out with some really amazing stuff coming up. I'm really excited for Ungirl. I want to just start my journey from Ungirl already today. I hope you also like the reviews I do on it together with you. Thank you all so much for also joining that, and can't wait for the journey to Ungirl.